Hello, everybody. This is Sir Winston here on the Sir Winston Podcast, and it's episode 3, season 2. Today, I want to talk about Taylor Swift, Work Ethic. I just seen her in 2019, or I think it's 2020, Netflix special about her day in her life and how the way she moved forward. So, without further ado, here we go. A lot of things that I learned from her albums and how the way she does them is she changes it up. She changes it up every album, and this what kind of showed in this Netflix special that she did. It showed that she actually changes it up and she makes music how the way she feels at that time. You know, you see her when she first came off the scene, she was talking about her high school crush or the guys that she dated back in those days. And then she progressed into what her life was going on further along. So it kind of got into like dived into what she does in her day in her life and how she makes her record. Now, this one thing that intrigued me about it is how the way that she works on her records. She works on her songs from the infant stage to the middle stage and to the final stage. She'll go up and she'll write a song on her couch or in her room. She don't even really have a music room. She just sits there with a guitar like old school and just sit there and play. And I thought that was amazing that she does that, because I feel like I do that too, still to this day now. And sit there with a guitar, play something. It might not be the thing that I want, but it's going to get me to the middle stage. So we can learn a lot of things from Taylor Swift from that. Is she does it from the first stage, and then she goes into the second stage. And then from the second stage, she goes in the studio. She might do a little scratch track or something. She might go in and do something, and you're like, oh man, she'll get it. She'll burn the song. She'll listen to it, and then she'll come back and rewrite it and do whatever she needed to do with it. And she'll sit there and write on the spot. And her producer was writing on the spot, and I thought that was really cool. She was doing a song with the guy from Panic at the Disco, the lead singer. I forgot his name, but I'm gonna look him up. I know about the group, but I listened to their songs, and she was just saying, hey, how would you do it like this? She was directing him. She was producing her records too with him. She was producing him, and that was great because she's huge. She's innovative for that. She's innovative for how she puts her music out. She's innovative for how she directs it. And then she said to herself, okay, we're going to direct the music video right here. And all the stuff that she said that was in her music video, she did in the music video. So she was kind of just saying, you know, being a visionary right then and there and being in the moment. And it really kind of dived in depth in how she goes about her videos and how she was going to do it. So she has a lot of creative control, which I think is amazing. I'm glad that they give her creative control, because if she didn't have creative control, it wouldn't feel right. So she's like a very talented songwriter. I think she's one of the greatest, and I'm looking forward to seeing what she can come out with next. So I like to give tips. Number one, sometimes you have to just take out a pen and paper and just start writing your songs, and just picking up an old guitar or whatever you have, and you just say, hey, I'm just going to write this music, or I'm just going to sketch this idea, or I'm just going to kind of do something. And she really kind of homed in on it. So right there, the song didn't sound like it was right there, but she made it that way. She kept on, you know, going over it, combing over it. Second thing is she did was she might have put a little scratch track together. She might have said, hey, I'm going to sing like this or something. She sang a little part of the song, and then she was like, man, that doesn't sound right. And then, you know, that was like to the music that she had. And she's like, okay, that doesn't sound right. But she didn't give up on the idea, because a lot of people go and give up on the idea. A lot of artists give up on the idea, and they say, oh, this idea is not going to work. But it actually does work. It actually does work. So, and then third is she's consistent. I know I say consistency all the time, but it's real. It's real. She's consistent. She said, oh, you know what? I did this on the last record. I don't want this next record to sound like that record. So she did something else. She was different with it, and she was consistent with it. She wrote her music. She sat down and wrote all her stuff down, and she taped it on her phone. She does the process that we all do as artists. We tape it on our memo phone app, and we just go, hey, you know, this is what we're doing. And she just took it to the studio, and then they created it in the studio, and the people around her helped her, and she's consistent with that formula that she's been doing. She don't really change it up too much on her formula, but she does change it up on her albums, and I applaud her of that, even with all the negativity that she goes through right now. So those are the 3 tips that I wanted to give, because I believe that Taylor Swift is one of the pantheon artists out there, and I know people have negative things about her, but I believe that that was a great movie to show her day in the life of how she does. And like and subscribe to this channel. It's the first week of Sir Winston Podcast Season 2. Can't believe it. Until next week, check you guys later.